Well, hello out there. How is everybody doing on this fabulous Wednesday? Gosh, really excited to be here. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Every Wednesday, we have Mindset Minutes, where we typically talk about a subject around leveling up your business. And oftentimes, it could be something that we work on personally or a business skill. And I do a little bit of training, though there's oftentimes some interviews. And these are typically on subjects that kind of go along with my blog. You can also find my blog at joanrobison.com/blog. For those of you that are in the Flip the Switch community, I just want to say welcome. I love seeing all the activity over there and interacting. It's been a incredible last couple weeks because I have had some changes going on within my business. Obviously, certain things come up and we can't always plan every day. And in fact, sometimes things come up where it catches us off guard or you're not prepared for the challenge or for what's happening. And I just constantly check myself, what am I learning? How am I growing? And what is this teaching me? And I'm thankful for those tools. And I learn a lot of those different things through working with a coach, through working with partners such as yourselves and team members, and from a lot of the different self-discovery work that I do myself. So it's been a really challenging couple of weeks. And I just want to be authentic with you guys because, sometimes I think that we can look at people and think, well, they've been doing it a long time or they don't have a challenge or struggle. And what I want you to know is I do too. And what I continue to do, which is what I hope all of you will continue to do and learn from me, is leaning into the challenge and just learning to be a little bit better at being me, because challenges and adversity are always going to be there. But really how we handle it is who we are. And I'm just learning, like you, every day just to be a little bit better at being me. So with that being said, today I'm really excited to talk about how to confidently work a 90-day plan. And I want to start off by telling you a story. But wait a minute, I'm getting a little off track. So the first thing I want to do is I want to say, for those of you that are new to my group or to any of the channels that you're watching, I want to just say welcome. And I hope that you take what you need. I hope that you give to the groups and that you find, just some positivity and inspiration here along the way that will support you in making your day just better. So, all right, now let me get into the 90-day plan. So, working a 90-day plan, when I first started in my business over 20 years ago, I remember thinking that I wanted to make a company trip. And it was like a year out. And I thought, gosh, that is a long time. In fact, I don't really know if I have what it takes to stick with it for a year. I remember that was the thought going through my mind. And yet I'd worked at Nordstrom. I'd worked in the restaurant industry. And, I'd worked with goals, but it just seemed so far out there. And being a little bit new to the company I was in, I think I was more concerned about the skills and that I had and the requirements it was going to take to achieve that. So not being as confident, being a newer person, I remember feeling a little uneasy to set a goal. So I want to challenge you right now to set any kind of goal. It doesn't have to be a rank promotion. It doesn't have to be some big, grandiose, huge goal. It could be that you're going to spend 90 days working on a skill, or you're going to spend 90 days, working on some personal development. But whatever it is, start with something, and this would be my first tip, that is really important to you, not to everybody else, just to you. What do you want to work on? What do you want to set out 90 days as an achievement for you personally? That's what I really want you to think about, because the majority of people, when asked, what do you really want? Their response often is, I don't know. And I have found my own self saying that around, certain parts of my business, or not really sure the direction I wanted to go. And this was the story that I was going to mention. When I first started my network marketing business, I remember understanding what I needed to do and thinking, you got to be kidding me. I got to pick up the phone and call my friends, family, or whomever, these connections, and I've got to now go get business. It felt a little bit like I'm going to be twisting people's arm to get them to do something they don't want to do. And I had all these kinds of fears, and literally I was sick to my stomach. I mean, I worked myself so up in my head all about me that I could barely see any kind of goal. So I had to just, get out of myself and focus on picking up the phone and finding out what my people wanted and needed, and if the products I had would align with them. And thankfully they did. But now going into the story, I remember being filled with a lot of fear. And I remember saying to myself, you're going to do the company's success plan for 90 days. That was just what I told myself, because I knew that if I could at least set myself a goal, you're going to do what it takes, you're going to follow all the steps for 90 days, then you can make a decision if this was right for you. And the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to be a quitter if it wasn't. And I also didn't want to miss the opportunity by trying to only do the things that felt comfortable to me. Because there were, so many things, starting a new business or a new skill or a new hobby, think about it, that are out of your comfort zone. You've never done them before. And the fear of the unknown is the greatest fear there ever was. And I didn't know, and it really felt uncomfortable. So I felt that if I was able to do what I was told, be coachable and follow the plan for 90 days, then I would be able to make a determination if this was right for me. So with that being said, I want to talk now about a 90-day plan. And I want to just ask you a question. Have you ever set out on a goal? You've been really enthused, super inspired, and then as the week or the month goes on, you find that you left the excitement and you left the goal kind of over here. And all of a sudden your daily activities aren't the activities that you should be doing to achieve the goal you set for yourself. Has anybody ever done that out there? Because if you have, give me a little bit of like love or a thumbs up in the comments. I would love that, so that I know that I'm on the right track, because that's happened to me. And it didn't just happen to me when I was brand new in my business. It's happened to me when I've not been completely all in. So that's another clue I'm going to give you. When you set out to do a goal of any kind, big or small, you got to commit to your own goal. It can't just be like, I'm going to just write this down and kind of hope and pray that I'm going to make the goal without the appropriate action and focus to your goal, because chances are you won't make it. There are goals I've set that have been really big and I didn't achieve those. That doesn't mean that I'm a loser or that I was a quitter, because then oftentimes what people don't do, and I want to encourage you to do, is look at who you became along the way. You know, there was this girl one time, she worked so hard for this goal. I mean, she worked daily for this goal, and I think it was a month or 2 month type of a goal that she'd set. And when it came toward the end of the goal and the deadline was here, she didn't make it. And I remember talking to her and she was crying. She was so upset that she didn't make the goal. And I know the feeling. I know that kind of like, I really did what I thought it would take to make the goal and I didn't make the goal. I've been there. How many of you have been there? Have you ever been there and kind of went like, geez. But here's what I want to encourage you to do. And also for those of you that have team members, here's what you want to do for a team member is you want to say, who did you become along the way? And how much more did you achieve having ran for the goal? Because I think it's not whether you achieve it or don't that says you're successful, because you can begin again or you can continue on that same goal. And trust me, when you do that, it's even sweeter when you do make it. But most people, I think, go, yeah, I didn't make it. And you know what? I don't even know if I'm good at this anyway. I think I'll just throw in the towel. See, this is where so many people, I think, give up way too soon, and they don't really realize that setting goals and having a vision for the future and really working a plan, guys, you got to practice. If a goal was easy to achieve and you just slipped into it, how much would you really grow? So I just want you to think about that as you look maybe at your next 90 days. These are really, in my opinion, 90-day plans really help people stay on track to achieving what they want. So I want to just have you think about this for a minute. And like I mentioned, good things typically take some time. And when we're developing our skills, it takes time to practice. And oftentimes I use something like snow skiing because I remember as a kid going up there, you know, my dad loading us up, making sure we had all the right clothes, and then boom, here we are at the ski slope. And I can remember the first time that I was going to ski, and my dad was the kind of guy that was good at every sport. And so I was the girl in our family. It was my brother and my dad. And, you know, we would go up, let's say skiing. And I kind of had to just either join them or not do it. And they were a little bit more high performers than me, especially in skiing. So my point is, I didn't start out on the Black Diamond run, but I did end up there. And it was through practice. It was through falling down many times, getting back up, probably quitting for the day, and then going again the next weekend. And I came to a point where I mastered snow skiing and got pretty good at it. But it was with practice. And there isn't anybody out there. You don't just go right to a Black Diamond without falling a few times on the smaller bunny hills. So I want you to think about that as you write down, what is it that you want? What do you want to achieve? If you were going to make a 90-day plan for yourself or help a team member uncover their 90-day plan, what do you have to figure out? The first thing you have to figure out is, what do you want to achieve? And make a decision by writing it down. And decide for yourself that you're going to be all in. In other words, we're going to let go of the past. We're not going to look in the rearview mirror about how you only, made it a little ways on the last goal. You're going to actually look at today going forward. And what does that look like? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down what you want. And then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to plan a strategy. So I like to work backwards. What do you need to do on a monthly basis to achieve whatever goal it is that you want? If you're working toward an end game and it's going to take 90 days, then you write that goal. And then each month you've got benchmarks of where you need to be in order to build on the goal. But maybe you're working on a skill for 90 days. Maybe you're working on recruiting, and maybe the first part of a month you're working on attraction marketing. Maybe the next month you're really focused on all of the phone calls and your verbiage and stuff. And so whatever it is, you've got to create a strategy and break it down into the months. And then you've got to break it down into the weeks. So at the end of, say, week 1, if you're not on track, you got to make up for it in week 2. And you don't beat yourself up. You just say, well, I'm not there, or I wish I would have been, at this level. Now I know what to do from this week, or what do you need to clear out, or where do you need to spend more time? And it's like a dance. You're just figuring, and you're doing what I call kind of like sifting and sorting. You're just tweaking and changing little things in order to find your own flow, your own kind of mode of working toward that 90-day plan. Another thing with the strategy is get help. A lot of people will make a strategy and it might not be a strategy that really is setting them up to achieve the goal. So check with somebody, get help, get a coach, do what you need to do to double check your strategy. Okay, and you're going to break it down from the month to the weeks and then to the days. And here's what's so important. Every day, you can impact your goal by being focused on the activities that you need to focus on in order to make the goal. And you work at what? Getting a little bit better at being you. Don't forget that the most important part, in my opinion, of the goal is who you become on the in-between. It really isn't achieving the goal. It is mastering the skills and what it takes to achieve the goal in the middle. That's the most important part. That's called living it out, living your day out, and feeling good about the way you end each day. And when you can do that, you'll start stringing the days and the weeks and the months together. And by the end of 90 days, you're going to be probably really proud of yourself for what you've achieved. But you use the days and the weeks as checkpoints. You're checking in with yourself. You're checking the pulse. Am I on track? Am I working my plan? Because we all get off track. We can all start doing and working in an area that has nothing to do with what's most important to you. I constantly am working on myself to stay focused in the area of that time of day that I need to be focused in. And it can be a challenge with a cell phone in my right hand. Sometimes I have to hide it in a drawer. I don't know what it is for you. But in order to confidently work a 90-day plan, it has to be broken down into a strategy. And I'm going to give you one more thing that I really, really love to do is I reward myself with little things at the end. You could do it at the end of the week, like great week. I'm going to Starbucks now. You probably might go to Starbucks anyway, but why not? Why not make it a little bit fun? Get an accountability partner. Work it with your teammates. Make it fun. No, don't make it that this, if I don't make it, I suck. Like, you don't need to do that to yourself. All right. So I'm going to recap really quick. In order to stay on track, the first thing we have to do is we have to decide what it is we want. What is the goal? What is the vision? What are we working on for 90 days? Then what I do also is I visualize myself along the way. And then I also visualize the outcome, the feeling of achieving it. Okay, number 2, plan the strategy. I do the same thing. I plan in my mind and then I bring it to paper. And I plan the fun in it as well. Then we break it down into the daily, weekly, and monthly benchmarks that are important so that we stay on track and stay focused. And here's what I want each of you to know. I think now more than ever, it is easy to get off track. It's easy to lose focus. That's why I am a big fan for writing things down that are important to me and posting these things in places where I see them. Because if I don't, I might forget what's most important. And we all have the same amount of time in a day, and we all choose what our actions are. So as we wrap up today, I want to say, go to my blog. You'll read a little bit more about the plan, a 90-day plan, and really how to accelerate your business. Also, write in the comments some of the different things that have helped you stick to a plan or stick to your goal, and share that, with the group that's watching, because we all learn from each other. And I want to wrap up by saying this. We've got a winner. We have a winner of the Flip the Switch book, and I want to make sure that we continue to highlight our winners. So Flip the Switch book, Lori Guthrie. I want to thank you for entering the contest, and Lori, you have won Flip the Switch. So my assistant will reach out to you and get your information. And I want to just say to everybody, we're starting, I am starting running with many people in the month of July. In fact, every month I run with different people, right? They know what they want, they're headed toward the goal, and they're going to achieve their goals as they work their plan on a daily basis and stay committed and focused. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day out there, and I will be seeing you soon. Bye-bye.